We've talked a lot about wide receiver. Some news from around the NFL. 49ers wide receiver Jauan Jennings, scheduled to make $7.5 million this year, wants a new contract or wants to be traded. And remember, he was extended at the end of last training camp. Doesn't feel about this year. He either wants more money or he wants to be traded. Jennings is a guy. I mean, he was productive last year without question. Cedric Tillman intrigues me more, to be perfectly honest with you.
The thing here, and look, it's great in a bad year last year where some things certainly happened. Ayuk and Deebo Samuel, Jennings found the opportunity and, kind of took the opportunity and ran with it. And kudos to him. But, up until last year, this guy had predominantly been a role player. Certainly, with San Francisco, a team that likes to run the ball as much as they do, Jennings was a good blocker. I don't think, and this is always kind of what happens, like everybody just, there's nothing wrong with asking for and wanting more money. But then when you float that, or maybe I'd like to be moved, well, I don't know how many teams are going to necessarily run to a team like San Francisco and say, oh, well, this role player in a difficult situation last year got more playing time, performed well. I want to bring him in for my team. I want to make him a 1 or a 2. I'm going to pay him more money. I don't know where this team is where Jennings thinks all of a sudden, they're going to have higher interest in him than $7 million a year. But, look, you shoot your shot. This is why you have agents. You're trying to get every dime out of the game as you possibly can while you're here. I just don't know where, this market would be for Jennings. And, in an ideal world, the San Francisco 49ers play much better in 2025, which means maybe Jennings' overall production in 25 is maybe down. It's worth a shot. I don't think Jennings is going to get more money out of San Francisco, and I don't think anybody's running. And certainly we've talked about teams and their wide receiver depth, and we found teams we think the Browns could play ball with here. One of the teams we never hit on was San Francisco. I don't know how many teams are going to be running to San Francisco for journeyman Jennings, who's always had a really good reputation as kind of being a role player.